Good morning. Saturday, November the 20th. We all know that he was found not guilty. Kyle was found not guilty in Kenosha. But I think it's important that, we, the people, need to understand the gun laws. And they differ in all states. And it appears that they are saying that the self-defense gun laws in that state covers even if he enticed it. So let's listen.
It's already gotten a lot of attention during this trial, lashing out at the prosecution at times over judicial procedure. The judge's instructions to the jury, which were delivered before closing arguments yesterday, were also contentious. Let's listen to that.
I just worry that the more we deviate from these standard instructions, the more we get into these issues. I think we should stick with what you drafted, which has been sent to the parties. We've all agreed on them, and I am leery of any additional language that hasn't been cleared by the parties and could cause further confusion.
So can you walk us through the instructions that the judge gave and why this step is so important to a trial?
Yes, well, as you heard, in this case, the law is actually a little bit complicated under Wisconsin law because it sort of gives self-defense. It takes it away if you provoke, but then it kind of gives it back if you thought you had no other alternative. In that way, it's a little bit unusual. It also does not account for what's known as imperfect self-defense, which says even if what you did was unreasonable, if you genuinely believed it was necessary, that is a defense to the highest crimes, but not to these lesser included crimes. And that's not available. They only have what's called perfect self-defense in Wisconsin. So it is complicated. There are a number of charges, and each of those has a number of lesser included offenses. The thing I fault the judge for here is not working this out before he began reading it to the jury. Usually there are issues, the parties will disagree about what exactly should be read to the jury, because it really is important that they get the law correct as they apply it. But that's why you want to get it all done in one reading and not have a disjointed reading because you get interrupted along the way. I think the judge was right that there was a problem, but I think they should have worked it out before they started reading it.
Okay, so now she's going to explain a little bit about the illegal possession of a weapon from a minor. Let's see what she has to say. Why was it thrown out?
Possession of a weapon by a minor, that was something that had been discussed, and the defense had wanted to have that removed prior to heading into the trial, but it was surprising that the judge made this decision so last minute. Basically, what they argued was that there was a technicality in the Wisconsin statute, and that law specifically applies to short-barreled shotguns or rifles, and that Kyle Rittenhouse had a long barrel. So that's ultimately what came into play there. That, though, was a charge that legal experts have consistently said was going to be kind of the easiest, most simply proven charge for the prosecution to get a conviction on here. So they lost that. That being said, the 5 charges, the 5 counts that still remain, those are all felony charges.
There you have it, because of the barrel of the gun. Because of the barrel of the gun. Because he used the AK. The law worked in his favor. In Wisconsin. That will not work in Texas. It will not work in Memphis, I'm sure. It will not work in a bunch of states. But it worked for him.
On edge, Kenosha bracing for a verdict in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Governor Tony Evers mobilizing 500 National Guard members in preparation of the potential outcome. In a statement saying, quote, "I urge folks who are otherwise not from the area to please respect the community by reconsidering any plans to travel there, and encourage those who might choose to assemble and exercise their First Amendment rights to do so safely and peacefully." Officials and businesses fearing a repeat of the violence that took place in August of last year after the police shooting of Jacob Blake, leaving 100 businesses damaged and 2 dead in the shooting that has Rittenhouse on trial.
Okay, in closing, what I'm going to say is they make the rules, they break the rules. But for us, we must make smart choices. Do not put yourself or your family in position for you to lose your life or lose your freedom.